Jovika TV. Today, I want to look into the fracas that broke out. Today, I want to look into the fracas that broke out between the Reverend Father of this Mary's Roman Catholic Church in Enugu and the Reverend Father. His name, I'm not very much sure with his name for now. For me, he's already going viral. The name for now is not relevant, but the picture you can see there if you are watching me from TikTok, Facebook, and it is on a thumbnail of YouTube. So I want to analyze that particular scenario. I've listened to a couple of people making their own statement or analyzation. Most people blame the Reverend Father, while some people blame the women, while some people blame the church generally. I listened to one who was like majority, if I would say 60% blame the Reverend Father. Then about 40% blame the women, 10% are neutral. But here, I am here to state what I think is the fact. So before you hear my judgment, listen to what happened. There are many schools of thought that said it was because of the alcohol. That was why he came in and fought with them. You saw the video where he was literally fighting with the women. Why some said that the women disobeyed his orders by using the hall for the meeting, they would have gone to another place. Why some said there is internal squabble between the parish St. Paul's and the St. Mary's, where the St. Mary's is under St. Paul's, something of that nature. Please, if I don't get the name correctly, pardon me. You can correct me in the comment section. And please, I want to plead with you guys. I made this video when I got it. You know, I have a platform where I call Jovika TV News. So everybody presents their facts, their video of whatever that is happening all over the world, but especially in Igbo land. So the guy who gave me that particular video gave a wrong narrative and told me it happened in Lagos. So I reported based on what I got. Then this will give me only reason for me to also go extra mile to make my inquiry to know the truth. But sometimes, why I always want to post it first, there are people when they post any video on their platform, if their platform is on copyright, if you post it to your own, you're infringing into their copyright, you'll be charged, you'll be suspended, your account will have a problem. So sometimes, because to avoid other people who has copyright this thing right or turn on in their system, I would feel like let me do it first before those people will get in touch. That's number one reason why sometimes I may not go detailed to verify before I post. Number two, let me also be among the first people that will post it so that people will watch it and let it go viral before it start going viral. These are the reasons. But I still need to take my time. So why I mentioned this in issue, people called me. Unfortunately, somebody coming into my inbox were insulting me. You are painting the church black. This and that happened to you. I don't get it. You are defending church. Thank you, brother. Thank you. You are defending church and you are insulting your brother. I've been saying this thing. Anglican, Roman Catholic, Ahmad Jehovah Witness, Pentecostal. These churches came, but you and I are brothers before church came to divide us. Church is man-made doctrine, a way of reaching to God. Church is not Christianity. Church is not the way of God, but Christ is the way to God. So if you have Christ, you have Christ. Let's not allow church to always bring division. Don't fight for the church. Please. Not because of whenever somebody, I made a post, not intention to malign the church, to castigate the church, out of what I received. So I went online. If you think I am not correct, don't just say, stop spreading fake news. Did I know it is a fake news and I start spreading it? When I said, no, sir, or bro, whoever, your boy, that please, this is not the right news. Then if I don't listen to you, you cannot come and tell me you have decided to share fake news. Not just you constant to somebody, inbox me or in the comment section, you are sharing fake news. Stop this nonsense. Whether you are too big for this. Are you okay? At my age, will I just purposely start see a fake news and say, let me post it? I was misinformed. But when I realized that it's misinformation, I deleted it. That's why I'm making this live video now. Hoping to hear from you. If I make any mistake, you can correct me. If I said it right, you can come up with the fact. Now, coming back to this scenario, the Reverend Father at war with the WCO women over alcohol or whatever, as people say. The truth of the matter, as I heard the story, having listened to somebody who listened to BBC radio, they granted interview on what transpired. They said that the Reverend Father told them to join the headquarter parish to do that particular August meeting. So I discovered that the St. Mary, if I'm not mistaken, the name of the church, is under a particular parish. So the Reverend Father comes to that particular location once in a while. At least once in every month, thereabout. If not every other month, but once every month. He comes there to do mass for them. So they are under the parish headquarters, but this particular St. Mary's or this church where he fought has been clamoring to be the parish under their own. They want to be independent. Probably because of they don't like the Reverend Father, who's the parish priest, or they don't like the way the headquarter church maltreat them. So they now want to host a August meeting to raise money, to raise funds, to enable them build their own church. If you watch that church in the video, that church is too narrow. And I agree with you, then maybe they need expansion. Some are saying they really actually will raise money to build their own vicarage, their parsonage, or Reverend Father's house. So that when they finish building, they will be able to be given a Reverend Father to come and live with them so that they stop going to the headquarter parish. But when they now approach the Reverend Father, they are about to do their August meeting. Reverend Father said, no, don't host it in that branch. Come to the headquarter. And they have already planned their way how to raise money to do their business and raise money for their own church to enable them to have their own Reverend Father. They disobeyed the Reverend Father and started having the meeting in their own local parish or station. So it was in the process of that meeting, the Reverend Father had a hint of what was going on and came in and bounced on the table. Some were trying to, Father, please, wait. And they started having squabble. Father was seriously dragging. It busted into physical combat. They combated to the point I wouldn't say the Reverend Father overpowered them because he cannot overpower all the women. Rather, they respected him. They remember he's the Reverend Father. Maybe they remember, touch not my anointed. They withdrew. Then the Reverend Father started throwing all the bottles, breaking them into pieces. Some people say some women were wounded by the result of those throwing those bottles. That was what we received as information that happened through someone who listened to BBC. I will not tell lie that I listened to BBC. No, I didn't. But someone who had the interview, they granted in the interview, who was the one who was giving us this information. Now, what is my judgment? There's nothing wrong in trying to build your own father's house, Reverend Father's house. Then will you be a parish of your own or station of your own, independent. There is nothing wrong. There is also nothing wrong obeying the Reverend Father to have the meeting done in the headquarters. I totally condemn the women and I condemn it in two ways. Number one, for disobeying the Reverend Father. Had it been they told the Reverend Father, please, we are sorry. We have already made up our mind to hold the meeting in that place. Look at our intention. Then the Reverend Father, maybe they told him, he said no, he doesn't want it. Maybe he doesn't want it to be separated from him. Because I remember one of the parishes where I pastored. So that was, I was under a parish priest. So I wanted to establish another church in one of the local villages there. So the parish priest vehemently opposed that particular move. And I've made up my mind that I need to really establish that church. It was a battle. So only for me to ask the guy, why is it you're against me establishing a church in the other community? He said something. He said that the sponsors of this parish headquarters, most of them are from there. That those people are more serious in church than any other. There are 3 villages. There are about four villages that made up the community. So 3 other villages, he said they don't do well. He said this one village alone is so strong enough to take care of the church. These other 3 are not doing very well. But those people come from a particular distance. And those people have been thinking of having their own independent church. So when I came in, I told the Reverend, okay, I need to go there. The bishop said that I need to plant church for him within the shortest possible time. The man opposed it. So the bishop gave him a promotion. In Anglican church, it's called preferment. He was a reverend. He made him a canon. And he needed to really celebrate that canon. He told him, if you don't allow this young guy to establish that church, I will not complete your promotion. I will keep you. I will not celebrate your, we call it a collation. I will not do your collation. I will keep you just my pronunciation, or I will even withdraw the promotion I gave to you. Allow him. It was at that particular, if I may use the word threat, that the man had no option to say, okay, I want to open. But he refused to bring out money to establish that church. But by the special grace of God, I went ahead, I used my personal money to sponsor that church. I did the crusade, invited men of God. It was massively attended. You need to see crowd, see miracle. I invited 2 of my friends. They came and ministered. I settled them from my pocket. The church was we trying to feed them and also bought fuel, because that time I had my gospel band. It was my gospel band we used. So the church was established. Today in that diocese, it is one of the fastest growing church. I pastored that church for 5 good years. When I was leaving, they were crying. If you want to know the place, I will inbox me to tell you. So I'm using that as an instance. When leaders oppose the junior place or the branch to be established, it's a very big battle. This could be the battle ongoing when the Reverend Father has given instruction. They said, no, we can't take this money to the headquarters. Let's raise this money and put it in our church. The women, what will you have done? You should have looked for another location for that meeting, since that church is still under that particular headquarters. The woman should have gone to another location, have your meeting, and raise the money and still use it for the purpose. Now that your disobedience has led the pastor, their father, to get angry to the point of smashing all the alcohol drink that were in the church, to the point of fighting, having a physical combat with the members of the church. Oh my goodness. It sounds incredible, but that's the truth. So the women, I blame you guys for that disobedience. I blame you guys a great deal. You would have just if you must hold your church, look for another location. So the issue is not matter of the particular bottle of alcohol. The issue is because he wanted him to still remain one in the headquarter church, and they want to go their separate way. Now, the issue of agitation didn't start today. Now, coming on the Reverend Father aspect, well, if I were him, I would have acted the way he acted. I'm telling myself the truth, because sometimes out of her temper, I can be emotional. I can also be confrontational. The only thing that I wouldn't have done, when I witnessed the resistance from the women, I may withdraw, or I will on time call the police. Because after that incident, the Reverend Father called the police on them. So when they called the police, the following day, the men and women and the husband of those people and their children came to the church. They were yelling at the Reverend Father. They were seriously yelling at him. They protested against him. It seems like they don't like him previously. And this is an opportunity to increase their protest if he can remember to, okay, if he can, if they can use this opportunity to, talk down on him and see if they can achieve their same goals. So in as much I'm blaming the Reverend Father for his overreaction, I can also do the same thing. So I'm not blaming that I'm a saint. I'm not blaming him that I can do it. I may act the same way, because that sometimes I can confront issues. Some also talked about Jesus. Even Jesus Christ did the same thing when he made the people selling and buying in the church. Well, now, what is my conclusion in this matter? This goes a long way to show that the church is decaying. It goes a long way to show that the church is losing its value. It goes a long way to show that end time is here with us. Before, who is a member of any church of the Roman Catholic to stand before a Reverend Father to even question him, to ask question? It doesn't happen before, but today it's happening. They even question the Pope. They insult the Pope. I've heard people insulting hell out of the Pope. Most of them are Roman Catholics. Ever since these same people who told you that tradition, who told you that Christianity is a scam, they have developed the habit of raining abuses using derogatory words against the church. Now, the members of the church within the church also be talking against the church itself. And for the fact, this is a mother church, as we popularly call it. So it goes a long way to tell you there is a decay, there is a perforation, there is a leakage in the church. And we, the church, need to look into this matter before things keep going on. In other words, things has fallen apart as long as the fabric of the church is concerned. The question remains, are you involved among the decay? Where is your first love? Where is the respect for Reverend Father is? Where is the respect for Bishop? This reminded me of what happened at Ahera Archdiocese in Owerri, Imo State, Nigeria. I remember I was there. By then, I was still in Nigeria. The Pope appointed, that was the Cardinal Opereke, as the succeeding bishop of Right Reverend, is this Cyril Anyanwu, if I'm not mistaken, the then late bishop of Ahera in Imo State. So if I make mistake, please correct me in the comment section. So the bishop was elected or appointed to succeed that bishop, because the late bishop was from Anambra. The bishop they brought to succeed him from Anambra. So the Roman Catholic community said, are we for Anambra? Is because of the cardinal from Anambra. It was Cardinal Onoge. I may not be correct with the name, but these are the names. So he now brought to bring his brother to be a bishop. Don't we have indigenous who are Reverend Fathers or who are qualified? Are Anambra more qualified than all saying that they will not take it? The pontiff has given his orders. For the first time, I'm hearing that the church and diocese, the opposite, went to court, sued the pontiff on the appointment, and told they wrote a petition that they will never accept that bishop. Even if they have consecrated him, they don't give a damn. They say, no, we don't need him. He cannot come and be our bishop. Give us our own indigenous one. Do you know they kept that parish, that diocese, without a bishop for a long time, asking the archdiocesan bishop in Owerri, Archdiocese, Assumpta Cathedral, asking him to supervise that particular church. Or was it the Okigwe on the had to supervise? So one of the bishops was appointed to supervise them. They stayed without a part in Archdiocese for a long time, to the point they even fought. When that bishop was coming in, they fought him. They told him, we don't need you here. Those things are signs that some of the brainwashing, let me use that word, some of our religious leaders are using on people are getting sense, because some people are gullible, some people are being bewildered, because there are things we men of God will tell our member that it's not the way it should be. The fear of God is no longer there, but the people are now switching to fear of men, and that fear of men is decay, is removing. Had it been we teach these members the fear of God, it doesn't matter the way they see us. You respect your servant of God, you respect your father, you respect your Reverend Father and Bishop, not to fear them as if you are fearing God, or you're having the fear of God. So in conclusion of my message, there is a battle to be won. The church is going down the drain, and we mustn't keep quiet for things to keep falling apart. Everybody, please let all hands be on deck. If you're a Christian, let us fight this particular negative trend. Let the church be one. Let the church stand on the truth. Let this particular decay be abolished. This is my take. I would like you to make your comment and reaction on the comment section. Share this video when you get it. I think I've spoken truth. We must go back to God, the old regal cross through Christ. We must go back to Christ. That is the essence of my message. The church is decaying. The respect and value we put to the men of God are no longer there. It's removing, it's going. Some of them are caused by the men of God. Some of them are because of the ill in the society, perversion of the gospel. It's removing our eyes and focus from Christ, looking unto men, the man of God or whatever. But they forgot that the Hebrew chapter 2 verse 1 said, is it verse 6 thereabout, 11 verse 6? Am I correct? It said, looking unto Jesus, 12 verse 2, the author and the finisher of our faith. Let's look up to Jesus Christ. He is the author and the finisher of our faith. If you are not yet in Christ, you have an opportunity to repent so they can fear God. If you cannot fear the man that represents God before you, how much more can you fear the God you do not see? If you're not yet born again, make Jesus your friend. God bless you. I remain Father Jovica, broadcasting for Jovica TV. After this break, I will probably may come back. See you again in my next broadcast. I love you guys. Bye-bye.